can only get so far with really figuring out how your posts are performing in a group. Until now.
Hello, welcome to episode 22 of the Updates Update. Hope everyone's had a great week. There's lots going on in the world of social this week, so let's get to it.
Hi, so as you know, at Updates, we are all big fans of a Facebook group. So up until now, if you post into a Facebook group, you can see quite a limited amount of insights. You can see how many likes, how many comments, and how many views. So you can only get so far with really figuring out how your posts are performing in a group. Until now. So Facebook have now launched more insights on posts in Facebook groups. So you can now see the post reach, you can see clicks. So if you've put a link or if you've put a see more, you're actually seeing how people are interacting with your post. And also, this is our favourite one. It shows how many people were online in the group when you posted. So that's going to give you such a clear picture over time of when your group is most active and when to post those important updates or announcements when you know there's going to be loads of people online. So we're big fans.
Today I want to talk to you about B-roll and how you can easily capture some solid B-roll using just a mobile phone. B-roll is really any photo or footage that you put on top of your main video in order to demonstrate a point or make it look more interesting. Like now, you're seeing example B-roll footage being used in an interview that we did for the Birmingham Museum, rather than looking at my mug. Good B-roll shots aren't just useful for a video that you're going to put together in 12 months time. They're the kind of shots that you should be looking to use on your stories or your reels across your social channels. So here's 3 tips on how to get the best out of your mobile phone footage. Tip number 1, shoot in 4K. 4K is overkill. You won't need the footage in that resolution in the final export. But the reason we capture it on a mobile phone is it makes the footage comparable to any other footage that you've captured off of a dedicated camera. You can also resize the footage. If you've shot too wide and you want to zoom in on something, having 4K footage means that you can crop in on that footage and it will still hold up. 4K does take up more room, but the point of B-roll is that you have short clips, about 10 or 20 seconds, that you overlay on top of an interview or you use as part of a montage. Tip number 2, change your shooting mode to 60 frames per second. The standard settings for video on a mobile phone are Full HD 1080p at 30 frames per second. By capturing at 60 frames per second for your B-roll, it means that you can slow that footage down. You have twice as many frames as you need per second, so you can half the speed of your footage. That will allow any motion to appear smoother and it will make your clips a little bit longer. The last tip I'd offer for B-roll is coverage. Get as much coverage as possible. Try to get a wide shot that includes everything, a medium shot that gets closer to your subjects, and a close-up for details.
Hello, so I've just finished a really good content meeting with the rest of the editorial team, just discussing some of the really cool projects that we've got coming up in October, specifically talking about Halloween. I've had this video idea in my head for a couple months now and we're finally starting to get the ball rolling with it. As you can imagine, I can't really talk about it much at the moment, but fingers crossed, if it all goes ahead, then it should be scarily good. So keep your eyes peeled for that. On another note, I actually watched a really good video essay the other day from a YouTube channel which I really love called Lessons from the Screenplay. Now, if you love filmmaking and specifically writing, then I highly recommend checking it out. The most recent episode was a breakdown for the pitch deck that was actually handed to Netflix executives by the creators of Stranger Things, or as it was then called, Montauk. Honestly, the way the Duffer brothers put this together is so inventive and evocative, it's really no surprise that they got the gig. And I think it's really inspiring to see how writers of a hit Netflix show actually put their ideas across in the boardroom. So yeah, it was really inspiring to me and I hope it can be to you too. And hopefully it gives you that inspiration to write your next winning pitch deck.
I was fortunate enough to be asked to be on a podcast with the legend that is Steve Hooper, all about digital marketing. Obviously, my focus was predominantly on social. A lot of good conversation. It's going to be out towards the end of October, early November, so I will let you know when that's going to be out. I'll put links to it on my LinkedIn, etc., etc. Really interesting discussion. A lot really to do with the social platforms and how they're still quite confused. They don't really know what type of content they want. I mean, TikTok is very clear, Snapchat pretty clear, but the world of Facebook and Instagram are a little bit confused at the moment. They don't know whether they want longer form 3-minute plus content. They don't know if they're happy with 1-minute videos, but also then they want you to create 15-second reels. So yeah, a little bit strange at the moment, and I do feel sorry for social media managers right now, because it is extremely difficult to navigate the world of social and what the platforms actually want. The kind of top tips really is just make sure, especially when you're filming, that you go in with the intent of capturing 15 seconds, 1 minute, and enough content for 3 minutes. The other thing is try not to get into the habit of just creating graphics all the time. Social media is all about being social. So you have to think about getting people into pictures, going out and capturing amazing photography, doing video content, and not just resorting to graphics. That's what people want. So you have to make sure, regardless of the platform you're on, that you're providing value, but you're actually being really authentic, really true to yourself, and thinking content first.